Spoilers ahead and welcome back to Venture Recaps. Today we'll recap the film title Power Rangers. Intelligent life visited Earth 65 million years ago when dinosaurs were still alive during a fierce battle. The only survivor was a red armored soldier who was killed by the enemy. He must take his teammates' power crystals and command them to find worthy people to save the planet from repulsa. Before the enemy can kill her, an asteroid hits Earth, causing a huge explosion that destroys her armor, knocks her into the ocean, and temporarily saves the planet. Years later, Jason, a misbehaving student, is sent to a detention center. He meets Kimberly, a young woman in the building, for his weekly punishment and tries to flirt, but she rejects him for being a simp. Soon, the man enters the classroom, where a group of teenage rebels are waiting for their lecture, but Jason notices that a classmate is harassing Billy, an autistic student. The main character intervenes immediately, causing the opponent to throw a tantrum, but Jason manages to slap some common decency into the bully and take away his dignity. After class, Billy thanks the main character, but he needs a ride tonight for an important experiment. The main character unexpectedly helps again, driving Billy's car to the nearby construction site and entering a quarry that's off-limits to outsiders. As Billy explains that he found strange radiations coming from the rocks nearby and the people start using their tools. Jason doesn't want to get caught by the police again, but two strangers have also gathered here. Jason hears music from the forest as he approaches the car and investigates. To his surprise, the man sees that Kimberly has also come to this location and jumps off a cliff into the water below, causing him to rush toward the woman thinking she's drowned. The woman is too strong and independent for him to rescue, and she thinks Jason is a creepy stalker. Billy plants many dynamites in nearby rocks, hits the detonator, and causes a huge explosion. This prompts everyone, including Zach and Trini, to rush for the man. Before the girl can finish, the giant cliff collapses from the explosion, and the people barely escape the falling rocks. After the landslide, Billy is shocked to see a crystal formation, while the people examine the strange, alien-looking objects. Soon, the people extract a lot of artifacts from the mysterious wall that glows with different colors, but a loud siren forces them to run to their car to escape before the security guards catch them. Surprisingly, the people manage to evade the pursuing vehicles as they rush forward in their car, but they soon see a train heading their way. However, the people refuse to give up and race against the train, thinking they're from Fast and Furious, only to be smashed into pieces and thrown off the cliffs. At the same time, a fishing boat is preparing to return to the city when they discover a long-dead woman's body in their catch. The people keep the remains in their ship and bring it back to the docks, where the fishermen notify the police. When the officer leaves to investigate, the body comes to life and attacks the man from behind. The main character wakes up from the car accident, shocked to find that he's unharmed and that the red crystal is still in his pocket. It's soon discovered that the other survivors survived the crash and have superpowers after last night. They immediately meet up at school to return to the construction site to learn about the crystals. Soon, the group arrives at the mining site, but Zach and Trini claim to have superpowers and have been here all morning. After seeing this, the people climb rocks like spiders and quickly climb the mountains. The humans reach a giant cliff, but Trini jumps over the field without thinking and miraculously lands on the other side. This inspires the others to jump over the massive cliff with their superpowers and crash into the ground, but Billy is too afraid to jump. Fortunately, the man summons his courage and leaps across the massive cliff, barely landing on the edges. Billy loses his balance and falls backward, prompting his friends to call his name. The man is found alive in a large underground water pit. This prompts the others to jump, landing in the mysterious water below the mountains. Soon, the group notices that their bodies are glowing different colors, and Billy sees a hidden entrance at the bottom and dives with his friends. The humans cross a strange barrier that defies physics and drop into a massive underground cave. After recovering from the fall, the people are shocked to see the water levitating above the ceiling, prompting them to search for a way out. The people were surprised to find a massive spaceship in the underground tunnels, apparently dormant for millions of years. The team approaches the massive vessel and notices their crystals glowing, which opens the spaceship's door. The humans are overpowered by a talking robot and taken away one by one, but the machine isn't their enemy. Alpha 5, the robot, tells the humans to move onto their footpads to learn why they're here and reveals that he's been waiting for them. This forces them to climb onto their platforms around the circle, activating Zordon, who appears on the walls behind them. He was the 65-million-year-old red soldier who died protecting Earth from repulsa. Zordon informs the humans that their crystals are power coins, which have chosen them to become the next generation of Power Rangers. They must prevent repulsa from stealing Earth's Zeo crystal, which would give her the power to exterminate all life. Zordon must show the humans a vision of the future because they don't believe him. Repulsa finally gets the Zeo crystal and turns humanity into motionless statues that crumble into dust in 11 days. After the horrific vision, Zordon tells the human that they are the only hope for saving the planet and must learn how to harness their true powers by morphing into their armors. However, they cannot transform into Power Rangers using the Morphin Grid's powers, so they must train without their armors. This information is immediately relayed to Alpha 5, who decides to reward the humans for their progress by showing them even more weapons. The group is amazed to see the gigantic robots, which all resemble different dinosaur species from the time they were created. Zack ignores Alpha 5's advice and starts piloting his giant robot immediately. The man can't control the machine, so he rushes toward the city and destroys everything before crashing back into the caves and nearly killing all his teammates. The team members who almost died are furious, and Jason fights with Zack. Billy stops the fight, but the man morphs inside his armor and becomes a Power Ranger. Billy's powers don't return, and the transformation disappears in front of the people. They don't realize that Zordon has been watching them and is disappointed in their uselessness, telling them to go home immediately. Jason hears this and confronts his mentor alone, but he is shocked to learn that Zordon only wanted the Morphin Grid open so he could be revived by cosmic energy. The main character is furious when he realizes that Zordon never believed in them, but the man assures the alien that they will save the planet from their nemesis, even if it means sacrificing his own life. Repulsa enters their city, goes to a jewelry store full of gold, and absorbs all the metals, creating a giant weapon. Soon a police officer rushes in to stop the woman from robbing the store, but Repulsa summons her monster and kills the officer before blowing up the building. After hearing this terrible news, the people realize they are running out of time before Repulsa destroys the Earth, and Jason decides to attack their enemy before she gets stronger. Soon, the team grabs their weapons and follows the evil woman to an abandoned dock. However, when they find a man tied to the chair as a hostage and the enemy jumps down from the ceiling and knocks them down, they realize something is wrong. Fortunately, the humans recover quickly and try to attack the enemy together, but Repulsa knocks them away like ragdolls and completely overpowers them. Repulsa can tie up all the Power Rangers by demanding the Zeo Crystal's location immediately. The people initially resisted her intimidation, but they couldn't watch their friends get killed by the evil woman, forcing them to reveal the crystal's location to their enemy. The woman drops Billy in the water, leaving the humans to watch their friend drown. Luckily, the team breaks free and immediately begins pulling up their comrade, only to discover that Billy has died. The people must carry their friend's body to the alien spaceship while Jason begs Zordon to save him. However, the alien says he can't revive Billy, which makes the people sad because they trade their lives for Billy's. They don't realize that their appreciation for their teammates' lives has unlocked the Morphin Grid, allowing Zordon to be resurrected as planned. The alien revived Billy instead of himself because he realized that only the new Power Rangers can defeat the enemy. Soon the people return to their platforms, but this time they can feel a different power flowing through their bodies as the Morphin Grid armors them and transforms them into real Power Rangers. Repulsa arrives at a gold mine and casts a powerful spell to form Goldar, a massive monster. The woman sees her monstrous creation towering over everything and orders it to retrieve the Zeo Crystal in the nearby town. She doesn't realize that the Power Rangers have regained their powers as they quickly jump towards the water and break all the rock monsters. Soon, the team launches from the water and lands on the mountains, charging directly at the remaining enemies and annihilating them. No matter how many monsters the people kill, the enemies keep growing in the fierce battle. Zack must use his dinosaur robot to crush all the monsters and shoot them with his machine guns. After defeating all the mountain enemies, the team notices that Repulsa's giant monster is heading straight for the city. This forces them to enter their robots before leaving the cave and rushing to the town to stop their enemy from obtaining the Zeo Crystal. Soon, the Power Rangers enter the city and see Goldar destroying everything and causing chaos. Kimberly fires directly at the evil woman to get her attention as the team tries to stop the enemies. However, Repulsa summons many monsters from the ground to fight the Power Rangers to the death. The people see this and charge directly into battle, throwing away the rock monsters like flying insects. But no matter how many creatures they kill, the enemies keep respawning like armies of ants. Worse, Repulsa finds the Krispy Kreme and orders Goldar to dig out the crystal. Kimberly quickly takes Billy into the air and drops him on Repulsa, while the people are being pummeled by the massive enemy. This shockwave throws Goldar and the woman to the ground and knocks out the enemy. Before the people can celebrate their victory, they notice that Goldar is sending its power to its creator and heals the woman. The giant monster strikes the ground with great force, and the people are shocked to see the Zeo Crystal beneath the enemy. The humans realize they are out of options and rush in front of the giant hole to defend the crystal from the massive creature, firing all their weapons at it. However, their attacks are ineffective as the massive opponent strikes from above and crushes the Rangers, but the group refuses to give up and fights the monster with everything they have. Instead of being destroyed by the heat, the robots fuse together from the power of the Zeo crystal, causing a massive explosion as they rise from the ground like phoenixes. Repulsa heads toward Goldar before being carried onto the entity and fusing with it, greatly boosting its power. The people see this and charge towards their enemy, crashing onto the golden giant, but the Rangers quickly regain their balance and throw a devastating punch directly at the monster's face. Goldar quickly retaliates by punching the humans, but Billy kicks the enemy across the field. The golden humanoid pulls out its sword and charges at the people, but the Rangers dodge the attack and grab the enemy, throwing it to the ground. Jason removes the robot's massive swords and stabs the monster in the chest, forcing Repulsa to flee. Despite being outgunned, the woman launches furiously at the Power Rangers, but the giant robot slaps her, sending her flying into the atmosphere. Soon, everyone in the small town comes out of hiding to see the giant robot, while the Power Rangers realize their true purpose on Earth and promise to protect the people from future invaders. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to watch more videos like this. See you on the next one.